Welcome to part number 4 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as Carthage. We had an election. We're cycling through some time waiting for the Carthage to integrate. It's presently set for May of 496, which is very shortly, at which point we're going to release a vassal here, make it primary culture and religion, and then have it annex much of this territory up here. 15% build cost government Safet was put in, so I built some stuff. It's not doing my wonder quest for a wonder any good, but theoretically it may do some good because I got these theaters quite inexpensively. I built quite a few of them about here. I'm going to board the ship, get over toward this area, declare that war. Alright, it looks like we are now a great power as we integrated there. Alright, I moved all the pops that could be moved. You'll note there are no slaves here, 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 or here. They're all out in the other territories, so I can release this as a client state that will be a Punic Canaanite client state, and the provenance name is Konia. So there it is. We can release it presently. We'll do that. We'll check to see that everything went through as planned here. This should be Canaanite and Punic. It is. Has level 6 Miltech. It has the rest of our innovations, etc. We have to wait for the month to tick over before we declare this war, and then we can get on with securing it some territory. It seems to think we decreased in rank now. We must have just barely hit the great power threshold. There must be something to colonize. There is. We made it back above the threshold by colonizing here a couple of territories, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to file a claim here on Turdulia. And then get these units moving toward the would-be war goal. I'm going to head back to Africa and pick up the levy of Africa. I'm going to consolidate some pops in these cities here as well before starting the war. I have some money in the bank. I can do it. I think most of them are, some of them are Punic. I'm going to consolidate some Punics here so they can promote, surely, provided there are any Punics about. Now, another capital city just hit here. Let's declare this war. Same as it just was. And stack wipe this capital with its assault. That was quick. We have, I think he must have been on low maintenance, whatever the case is. Let's go here and take care of that business as well. Let's assault. We've done it again. Well, let's try it again. We've done it. Perhaps we can go back and reorganize here. And bring the levy of Africa up here. We can separate piece out here. I'm going to transfer the occupancy to our new vassal. There it is. Let's try an assault. Done it. Let's see. Do we want it? Do we not? We don't really. It's a slaughter, as you might imagine. Not nearly as quick as it could have been, but it's going well enough. I think we just need to down this one fort, and we'll be good to go. Let's close it out. And that'll do it, surely. Alright, here's the peace agreement so far as I can tell. We want to take this, this, and that. And then we'll leave the rest. What is this? To ball. I suppose we'll take that as well, as it's part of this province. And 7. No, we won't take 17. Because we'll split it with our client state. Okay, so where are we? I have a claim going up in Tordulia, 70% done. We have an actionable claim right here on this large tribe. We can trigger this and that. And I believe that we can have Bal Saffon go up through here, take that. Perhaps that. We could have him take this entire province as well as this, etc., and that as well. And that's what I think I plan to do. I have had my fill of tribal land with no cities. I probably shouldn't really have taken this at all, but I did, and we'll make the best of it. We may as well declare this war while the declaration is good. Let's do it. We have these units just sort of easing their way up toward this capital. I have reorganization. These two mercs are going to meet up with this fleet and attack this aspect of the enemy's territory. I'm going to head down to one of my favorite innovations, a temporary office. On the way there, we'll make just a bit of money. Get an import route here to our capital and take no, we're not. We'll take... Looks like it's build cost for us. We've arrived. Let's disembark and take this area. Our claim on Tordulia Orientalis hit right here. Let's assault this fort. Just bought off a merc here. The siege fell here. Let's just wait. I think we're a bit morale challenged, although so is he, so we'll go. And we should close this out with this group here. Assaulted that fort away. I think that is going to be a 100 war score. I think all of it goes to our client. I'm going to arrange that. I'll be back. There it is. We should take exactly no aggressive expansion. Oh well. Okay, that was a quick war. I'm going to get these armies here on the fleet, ferry them back to this area, maybe up this river as far as they can go. We're going to engage with these guys. Probably have our Iulnan annex some of these territories here. And then this other vassal seems his plate is full, but we'll probably give him a few as well, or maybe we'll take this Turdetania area for ourselves. I'm going to do all that. I'll be back. All right, I took a fairly long break from the game here, and we are headed back down here. We're going to position our troops along this front here and take these tribes for our two client states as well. After getting some sleep and mulling things over, I took a look at the situation as it presently exists and evacuated some pops from this long territory or province here. I moved them here, 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 and then up into the capital because there's a food crisis going on. It's a fairly long move, but it should work out because I was able to cancel some grain imports. And I decided to go ahead and build farms on these two grain territories, and maybe I'll leave this one be and probably turn it into a city at some point. Maybe get a special bonus trade good underneath the city. It'll turn from grain to whatnot. So I solved that crisis. I also was wondering why exactly these vassals seem to integrate so quickly. This is a large vassal. And at Marius, the game changed so that vassals integrated quicker and the Zeus temple came online, but this is still really fast. And I realized that I had left the, absent-mindedly, I left the Aegis of Africa open. And as long as that mission is open, it gives a plus a 0.20 integration tick. So I looked into it a little further and found that between the base rate is 0.25. So the Aegis of Africa essentially doubles it. And then the Temple of Zeus doubles that. And the Great Power adds another 0.25, which is the base. And then I was just able to eliminate these trade routes here. And then swapped over to honey, which gives another plus 3 diplomatic reputation, which gives a 0.15 tick up as well. So that would be the reason why these guys are integrating so quickly. There's a comment from the first episode as well as about the research rate. I can't figure out why the research rate is not higher than it is. It tops out at 175, but for the life of me, I mean, look at these cities, and they're essentially all Punic. Maybe it's the new ones have as yet to properly promote? Yeah, that's what it is, yeah. But you'd think with all these legacy cities with proper ratios and mostly Punic, that it would work itself out more equitably relative to this research rate. Because I have a lot of cities. I mean a lot of cities along through here, and they must be ratioed correctly. Essentially, they are. Are they? Is it that they don't have Punics? It's not really, though. Or the ratios would be wrong. So I haven't looked into it any deeper than that. I'm assuming it'll work itself out. As to why, I'm sort of baffled by it, but I'm not worried. I looked a little deeper and then sort of have wandered about looking for pops, and there are no Roman pops. We integrated them a little ways back, and there are no Punic pops. At least there were like one or two here. One possible cause, although you wouldn't think that it could matter that much, is Sardinia. There's quite a few Punics in Sardinia. Perhaps if I move them into cities, it will rise, but there's not really all that many, per se, at least. Well, I've done what I can here. There's still quite a few pops about, but the cities are maxed out. I could build aqueducts. I suppose I could do it, but, well, I saw through most of my gold hoard anyway. I was saving for a wonder. I guess that's shelved for now. Also of note, with these Roman mercs that I've hired, I'm going to stay here and reorganize them so they can assault. A lot of them are quite effective. They have a decent martial skill, and I don't want the Roman to have them. So I think I can drop them on this island here and leave them there. So the Roman will have to either pick them up or won't be able to utilize them for his tribal campaigning, which he seems to be engaging with in earnest. You'll have to build some cities up there, unfortunately for him. Actually, the truth of the matter really is that there are not that many forts about that the enemy has, and we'll probably we have plenty of food, except I think this unit here, and it doesn't have any supply trains anyway. So maybe we'll just declare the war and just park on those forts and not really worry. So we're going to trigger here, 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 and here. And there are essentially just one fort per. That's good news for me. Let's do it. There's really nothing to see. It's going to be an obliteration. I'll give you a summary report. We can get this tribe off the books here. We'll give it to our vassal. What is that? Wonder why our new vassal is not participating in the war. Perhaps the stability is too low, or I didn't check to see who was participating and who wasn't, but I just checked the ledger here. It doesn't look, well, maybe the stability was such that he didn't want to participate. Whatever the case is, I guess we have to annex these to ourselves or our legacy vassal, irrespective. That looks to be the way of it. So we'll close this out and give it to Iloyunan. Perhaps it was from selling the territories that that were bugged, annexed to us. He was busy with a diplomat or something and couldn't participate. Whatever the case, I don't really know. So we'll look at it as an opportunity to fabricate a claim against this tribe here, who happens to be a member of a defensive league, and our Baal Safan can go up and take these, and maybe we'll file a claim here as well, just to let them know we'll not stand for any diplomatic shenanigans as such happened. Well, we are at 99 war score. I think that the nature of this war is since Baal Safan is not participating, and I don't want to have our other client state take this territory that's not continuous or contiguous with its borders, we're going to have to suck up the AE and take this, even though we don't have claims here. Well, I'll look at it again as an opportunity to file a claim against these tribes here that are inland. If we take this territory here, we can file a claim here and trigger whoever this fellow is affiliated with, which are quite a few tribes that are inland, that if they were adjacent to our client states, we wouldn't be able to get claims on. So we'll look at it again as an opportunity. So this territory, anyway, let's click the button, do it. Along those lines, let's get a claim going against this tribe. We have a decent amount of AE. We'll stand down these mercs. I'm going to transport them to that island, as I mentioned. I'll be back. I'll take 3 stability. I was thinking, why send them to the island when we have a very wildly positive income, the ability to refresh or reorganize these units, and claims on the way for these tribes up here. We'll just keep them here and reorganize. There are quite a few pops slots open here, so I'm going to do some pop shuffling and maybe get some of these pops from this area here down into our half-vacant cities. There are quite a few Turdetanians here. In fact, there are too many here. But there are some Turdulians up here as well as Druids. So I was thinking on moving. I am in the process of moving Druidic non-Turdetanian pops here and then here, and we'll populate the cities with them. The warm period is upon us. We should see some pop growth. That's I've been taking. There's a pop-up that comes up every now and again with Carthage. You can take a localized pop growth, or you can take a national pop growth. We have quite a few about. I wonder if that's the reason. Maybe there's been quite a bit of pop growth. There's some Punics out here in the field that I have as yet to move. The good news is that as this has one pop, and he's no doubt a Canaanite as well as Punic, during the warm period, this is a Punic pop will grow, and then I'll be able to move them to cities. The problem is that my cities are filled up, generally speaking, but I think I can accommodate the warm period as they're not completely filled. But beyond that, it's almost a bad idea to take the national pop growth of 0.10, I think. I'm going to swing my fleet over and pick up the levy of Africa again for this effort that we're going to go through. The decade has rolled over, and rather than constantly raising my levies and then disbanding them and raising and disbanding for the PI, I'm just taking 40 military experience, I'm sorry, not PI, per decade. It's in the playlist description, all the house rules I play by. So we need to take a tradition, as we're essentially topped out anyway. Unfortunately, we cannot as yet take the Roman heritage, as we need 367 pops. Note to self, does the Roman have 367 Romans? It would seem he has 449 Romans. So it's workable, but if we get to that 500 point, it won't be. We'll have to leave him be if we want to be able to take his tradition tree. The good news is the wider he gets, well, the more Romans he'll have. Then we'll have to conquer the lot of it. Well, irrespective of what comes, I'm sure most of them are going to be concentrated essentially right here. Most of them, but there are probably a few about elsewhere. The problem is our vassal here is going to annex 509, and you, let's see if you can... 506, we can start that process. We're going to come into more pops, which will raise the number that we need to integrate Roman traditions even higher. Our levy is reasonably sized now. I'm going to head back to Iberia. So we have Punic traditions, Merc maintenance 10%, that's nice. Shipbuilding costs, that's nice as well. Both essentially irrelevant. It's irrelevant as well. Levantine, I suppose, whatever. I suppose that could be relevant. There's some decent ones here, but we'd really want to take the Roman and then Camel Cav and Desert Comp. Wow. And then there's army attrition. I'll take it. I'll take some stability. Our claims just hit up in the northwest aspect of Iberia. Alright, so I have the troops 53 cohorts strong, which is actually double that. We're going to head them up here and attack these tribes, and then attack another tribal group here, consolidate that area. The only question is how fast it's going to get done, really. There's no question as to the outcome. They should get crushed. I'm going to assault and then reorganize, etc. I'll give you a summary report. We just hit a martial advance. I'll take this 5% commerce income. Let's see what that does to us. 85.99 presently, so... yeah. About 4 or 5. Let's declare the war. So Baal Safan is actionable. He should participate. And it is on now. We have an oratory advance. I'll take that as well. Alright, this was real quick. I think we're going to take this for ourselves. For no other reason, we'll have some diplomatic range and such, a port in the area. And we can replenish food, what there is of it there as well. That, and we have a claim there. This research rate is still inexplicable. I think it would be topped out other than our African levy, which is off gallivanting in Iberia. So I'm going to build some academies here in hopes to max it out. Oopsie. I forgot to take this guy. Apparently we're at war with him as well. We need to head inland and assault that. There's some mercs over here that are getting into it with our vassal. I'm thinking maybe we could separate peace out with this and just take it right to our vassal. I'll take stability. Not exactly sure what just happened here, but the capital of our client state here has decolonized, and we have colonized it ourselves. And peace it is. We should take only a 0.55 aggressive expansion. Just declared a war here. These two are triggered as per... We'll take actually this whole lot out. We're a bit underwhelming relative to our force count, but we'll reorganize and get food friendly and carry on. There's no hurry. We'll take 5 more stability. Let's close this war out. I'm going to evacuate this merc to this fleet and pick up these mercs, etc. And then redeploy and engage with this lot here. There are quite a few of them. There's probably going to be some reorganization that happens in our primary territories here as opposed to our client state. I'll take 5 more stability, why not? Strangely enough, with just building the academies in Africa and thereabouts, essentially right in here, I seem to have solved my problem, because never have we been like undecidedly pegged at max research. So I think that's the go-to, and just simple and easy. Just click it. If I ever see this less than the max, I'll just build some academies out here. Until I have to, I'm not going to though. I think we can take 6 more stability. I suppose we could take some tax, but we just don't make much from taxes, so we'll go stability. It'll take some time in between these wars while these units replenish to move some primary culture pops from the countryside to these cities. Along those lines, we have quite a bit of PI. I think I'm going to build a holy site in one of our glorious cities. Miswa, I believe. Let's see if we can build a holy site there to our deity of corruption, or lack thereof. And then we can place some of our items, none of which are pop capacity direct, but we can get more civ level, I suppose, and some trade routes. I'm going to build a city here as well, on that grain territory. We'll get a mystery bonus trade item. The only question now is how fast or do these guys replenish their numbers? It seems to be mostly in sort of order, but let's get you to the front. We'll just wait. I'm thinking that mostly in order stuff is going to work for us, although it's going to be a whopper of a war. We're going to do it anyway. Let's do it. Again, it's just a matter of how many times these guys get out here. We really don't care. They won't get down here, so what they do is irrelevant. It's just a matter of sieging it down. There's a lot of forts that we're going to need to deal with. We'll steal some mercs. There's not a lot to see there. I'll give you updates periodically. Essentially, we're at war with anything red here. We can separate peace out right here. We'll take some tyranny and some PI shortly. They want us to deintegrate the Romans. We'll not do it. We'll take 10% export value. And a peace out with this miner as well. A separate piece here as well for Baal Safan. We'll take this tribe out as well right now. Get the mercs off the board. I see. We'll annex this to our vassal. And the war is winding down. We're just at war with these guys. This is a primary. We'll probably take that ourselves. And then this lot here. Looks like there's a revolt of sorts somewhere. Where is that again? It's right here. Alright. So our vassals' territory here revolted. The thing gave us, the bug in the program gave us this territory here, so theoretically we can annex this to ourselves for essentially no aggressive expansion. As to whether we do want to or not, probably. We're going to take this ourselves anyway, so at some point we would be able to annex that, so I'm just not worried about the bug thing. I arranged a peace deal for Baal Safan to take this. We will take these territories. We should take no more than about 3 AE, so that should jump up to, what, 8 or thereabouts. We'll see. We did it as specified. Good for us. That should do it for the episode. I'm going to close down this revolt in between episodes. I hope to see you in the next one.